Hi, a very good evening, all of you. So please confirm the streaming and audio will proceed accordingly with our textbook discussion. I said it's a textbook discussion, but we're not going to review any textbook discussion, but we're going to review certain highlights from your textbooks, and then we'll be making notes simultaneously. So I have a blank page with me, so I'll be making notes simultaneously along with you based on the questions which I posed in the thumbnail of this video, right? So I hope everything is fine and can we proceed? Okay, perfect. So let's start with some of the questions, some of the critical questions which we all have, and then we'll try to, extend our discussion based on those questions and then make notes simultaneously. A very good evening, all of you. So as you can see, the core topic is brain waves, and you can find an image pertaining to the same in the updates group which I posted just before this session. So that's the only material I want you to refer to during this discussion because our entire discussion revolves around the same. And we have the following questions as you can see. The first question, can we perform trillions of functions at a time? When I say we, I mean our brain. Obviously, our area of interest is brain now. So can our brain perform trillions of functions at a time? The second question, is our memory unlimited? I mean, we hear many things about our memory. So is it a finite kind of memory or is it unlimited, boundless? That's another question which we'll try to explore. And the third question, is it good to daydream? You might have experienced this. I mean, when often in a particular day, or even during your childhood, if you remember, when you daydream, your teacher comes and hits you on the back and then asks you to focus on the task at hand. So, is it good to daydream? And why do we do this or resort to daydreaming? We have some interesting facts pertaining to the same, which we'll discuss in the coming part of this video. And then the penultimate question, I mean, in fact, I have several questions, but these are some of the core questions. The penultimate question, as you can see, is it possible to remain relaxed with focused concentration? Is it possible? That's another question which we'll try to explore. And finally, can we get creative ideas during sleep? Because most often we are stuck with some fixed mindset or we think we have to do certain things in a certain way, but that's not how we develop solutions to our existing challenges or problems. So can we become creative? So in other words, can we get creative ideas during sleep? So these are some of the questions which I have for you. So let's review each one of them and also try to have a casual interaction in this process related to these questions. So before exploring these questions, let's start with brain waves. So brain waves are based on electrical activity. Guys, I think I'm hearing some sound. Can you please clarify if everything is fine? Okay, I hear some buzzing sound, so I was doubtful regarding it. So as I said, let's start with brain waves. So we have four types of brain waves. So these brain waves are nothing but the electrical activity that's happening in your brain. So when you stick some surface electrodes, as when you're recording EEG, or on the surface of the brain, you can record these brain waves. Even now, as I'm talking, I'm using my conscious mind. So you can mostly record beta waves. So we'll go into specifics a bit later. So brain waves are nothing but the electrical activity that's happening in your brain. You can consider that as a powerhouse. So we have four types of brain waves. Like we have alpha, beta, theta, and delta. So we have four types. Yeah, so that's called intuition. There is no problem, but I could perceive some problem. Uh, anyways, so I think it is streaming now. So please do confirm this. We'll proceed accordingly. You believe in intuition? Yes, there is something called as intuition. No logic, but you know that's going to happen. Okay, perfect. So we're talking about brain waves. We have four types of brain waves. We have alpha, beta, theta, and delta. Each brain wave has its own amplitude and frequency, and each brain wave represents a particular activity that's happening to us, that is wakefulness, sleep, etc. So as I said, we are conversating now and you are listening to this particular discussion. So the main activity that's happening is beta. I mean, we mostly find beta waves. So beta waves, conscious mind. So when you're sleeping, it's your delta waves which are mostly present when you observe your EEG. So this is very these brain waves. Before we go into depth pertaining to these the respective brain waves and all, we'll go through our questions once again. Time. I mean, what do you think? Because often we hear that multitasking is not so good, and it's not good to focus on the task at hand, and we say we should do certain things very mindfully. Even I tell you guys that you should do your preparation mindfully, but don't you think this is contradicting the given statements? Like, can you perform, or does your brain perform trillions of functions? So how would you answer that question? I'm really sorry, guys. I don't know. I think there is some issue with streaming. Guys, I'm really sorry. There seems to be some issue with the internet connection today. Anyways, I think it is it's still buffering. So, what do you guys think? Is it streaming or is it still buffering? Yeah. Anyways, no matter what the challenges are, we'll try to complete the session with the given objectives. So you've answered the question that yes, brain can perform several functions. That's true. I mean, your conscious mind might not be able to perform multiple functions at a time, but there is something called a subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind has the capacity to perform millions and millions of functions at a time. And that's the reason why you're able to, inform our day to day activities. That's very much possible because of the structural configuration of our brain. So, to the question, can we perform millions of functions simultaneously? Of course, that's very much possible. We have that possibility thanks to our highly evolved brain. Now, let's move on to the next question. Is our memory unlimited? So, what do you guys think about this? Do you think you have a finite memory or unlimited memory? Because often I face this question like, sir, I'm studying, but I'm forgetting all the things. Or you might have questions like, maybe I don't remember all the things which I studied, or unlimited. Yes, it seems to be buffering, and I'm really sorry, guys.